Okay, post office was a success. So now we're going to go on to return an Amazon package at Kohl's. So, gonna hit the soft drive. The destination's already been input. Let's see how it does it. Well, I went into the wrong parking lot. I should have taken a left back there. But that's okay. This is an exit also. Just a rougher one. Exiting out of parking lots, I feel like it's a little bit more hesitant than 1329 was. That's probably for safety, which is a good thing. So in hurry mode, it's doing 15-16. Posted is 25, so it's adhering to speed limits. There's a biker there on the right, car in front of us. So the car in front veered a little bit left to avoid the biker. You can see it on the screen here, so it's handling just fine. Looks like the truck just waved the biker to go left. We've got some cross traffic, so let's see how it handles this. So it's easing up a little bit, making sure it's got clearance. There is a little bit of hesitancy right there. It braked, kind of like a little nervous jitter almost. But it cleared it just fine. It's good that it's being safe and cautious, I suppose. I don't mind the braking. Maybe other people that, are on standard or not used to FSD might wonder why the car is doing this kind of safety braking or hesitancy, but I'm sure they'll iron it out eventually. So the right turn was fine right here. One thing I think that that Tesla needs to improve on is their navigation system. Maybe switch to Google Maps or something for their nav so it's more updated in real time than what they're using. I don't know what their agreements are or how that works, but if they can do that, I think FSD would work even better. It'd solve a lot of the edge cases too around constructions or even routing. I think Google Maps just does a better job routing. So it saw the car, it kind of jittered right there with the braking, like twice. It slowed down, then it kind of like hit the brakes really softly when it saw the car, because a little hesitant when it's turning right, but nothing like the stabbing that was reported in prior versions. So it was like a gentle brake almost. I mean, again, it's being cautious, I suppose, and it's learning. So we'll see how it does up here. So we have a flashing stop sign at an intersection for a neighborhood. I believe there's a school coming up too. Maybe. Not a lot of traffic today, so I mean, this should be nothing for it. Excuse me. So it's keeping a good distance between us and the lead car. Normally there's shadows here because of the trees, but it's a cloudy day, so we're not seeing them. So I would have liked to see how the car reacts to shadows on the road for avoidance, and hopefully it doesn't get freaked out by them. But I suppose when I retest this on a more sunny day, we'll find out. So this is a pretty busy intersection. There's some construction going on as well, as you can see the orange signs. There's a detour. They closed off the road up ahead, so that's why there's a detour. There's a major construction going on. Now let's see how it handles this turn right here. So I mean, it's right at the lines. People said that it's like well behind the line in their experience, but I haven't seen that. Every single time it's come up to the line. So the posted speed limit is 50. The car is showing that as well. You're going to see road work up ahead. There's construction going on. Lane markers have been changing here recently because they're expanding the road and doing all kinds of construction. So let's see how this handles it. Left lane closed up ahead. So it's going 5 miles over the limit. 50 is posted limit in 55. I mean, it's nice and smooth. I don't have any complaints right now. This is exactly how 13.2.9 used to work for me too, though. So I haven't really seen huge differences yet, which is a good thing again. One thing with 13.2.9 is it obviously could not park well or at all. This is successfully parked at the post office so far. The exit out of the post office wasn't so successful, so at least it got out, but it didn't get out from the correct path, but it still got out, I guess. So we'll call that a pass as well. All right, let's see what it is up here. It should follow the lead car based on its logic. So I thought it was going to take a right turn here and then go left, but I guess it just had to go up ahead. You can still turn right up here. So you can see road cones on the left. This is where it's turning in. Good smooth turn. So there's a lot of cross traffic here. Let's see how it handles this. It knows it's right away, so it knows it needs to go straight and not stop for cross traffic. That's good. Coles is right here in front of us, so we're at the destination. Now I kind of see if it's going to find parking and where it's going to find parking. You know, obviously I don't want it parking into parking carts or whatever. People leave shopping carts all the time in parking spaces, so let's see if it tries to get into that or a handicap or something. There's a handicap right here. Hopefully it doesn't try that. All right, so it's being cautious. Keep going, keep going. I think there's plenty of room right here on the left. Let's see if it takes that. And it did. Impressive. 10 out of 10 right there. Found a good spot. Did front parking, didn't go backwards. Again, it did a good job. I would love for there to be a front bumper camera for edge cases where you can't see something in front of you, because side cameras can't see. Even this top camera can't see it. Bumper camera would solve that. I really wish they would have included it or offer us a retrofit option. I'll pay, $1,000 or whatever they want for it, as long as I have that option. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so my work at Kohl's is done. I actually had to manually repark the car after we parked here because I really feel like being next to a car that's going to ding my doors. I know how people are towards Teslas, so I'm not going to take that risk. So I set the destination in for EPS. It's about 3 miles away. Let's see how it does it. Oh, that was loud. What was that? I guess that's a brakes hanging on when the car first starts turning in park. Anyhow, pulled out just fine. So let's see how it handles the rest of the trip. I do have a service appointment with this car because I think the aero covers are making like a creaking noise at low speeds. So I just gotta have service check that out and make sure it's nothing else. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If you're watching this video and you got a 2025 M3P and you notice like a clicking sound from your wheel, let me know. If you have the same thing from aero covers. I really didn't want to pull mine off by myself because I heard it scratches them, so I'd rather the service center look at it and take, liability for it. So you can see a bunch of like dark lines that lines that used to be here, former road lines that they scratched out or blacked out, and they put in new ones. So it seems like the car is handling those just fine. It's not getting fooled. So it's a yellow. Let's see if it goes or stops. So it stops. It's not as aggressive like this guy was in the Mazda or BMW. Looks like a Mazda. But yeah, so it stopped. It's not super aggressive. It's cautious, which is good. It's following the law, as it should be. I didn't even clean the cameras today either. So normally I clean all the cameras before I start FSD, just to make sure I have an optimal, trip. This time I didn't. So it's working just fine regardless. But they talk about like level 4, level 5 autonomy in a robotaxi, but I don't see that happening with 2025 or even 2026 cars, because I know the 2026 ones have like a front camera washer, but the rest of them don't. There's no auto washing or auto cleaning. So if you buy a car and you want to put it out there as a robotaxi, you have to ensure that you're cleaning the cameras daily, or if not daily, frequently enough to where they don't, it doesn't become a problem for FSD. Now, if Tesla baked in an auto cleaning mechanism for all the cameras in future iterations, I think that'd be good. And then maybe even, now this is a controversial word, but LiDAR or radar for fog. I know they're switching for hardware 5 to photon, and they're chopping out the GPU and the image signal processor, so they can do photon to direct processing. So theoretically, you can see a lot. You can capture a lot more light and do a lot more with it, provided you have a fast enough SoC to handle that. And I think AI5 will, based on what I've heard about it. But that doesn't solve the issue for AI4. So maybe, I don't know. It is what it is for AI4. I think AI4 is always going to be supervised. It'll never be unsupervised. AI5 maybe, if they add in the camera washers, and maybe not for consumers, but at least for the robotaxi fleet, they add in automatic camera washing, and it might be autonomous, and they might not need LiDAR or radar if they're doing direct photonic processing. This system in AI4 does not do direct photonic processing. I think a lot of people are confused about that, even on X. They think it does, but it doesn't. It captures a wider array than the eye can see, but it's still going through an image processor. So it's still being processed. There's still that latency hit. So it takes a photonic image and it cleans it up. And it, adds in gradients and everything else through the image processor. There's also a GPU. I don't know how the GPU handles FSD for AI4, but that's also part of the package, which they're cutting out for AI5. And it makes sense to cut it out. You don't need a GPU or image processor if you're doing direct photonic capture. So it's labeling this. It's saying, okay, never mind. I thought it's calling this an unnamed road. It's saying that at 2.5 miles, it's going to turn left on an unnamed road. So far, no problems. It's, keeping a good distance from the lead car. It's keeping a good speed. 45 is the posted limit. It's at 48 right now, which is fine. Profiles in hurry mode. I'll try Mad Max on the highway, I think. I don't want to really try it here. Maybe if I get more comfortable with 14.1.4, then I'll switch to Mad Max. But for now, I'll keep it on hurry. See this? I think you can switch right here, right? Yeah. So destination, parking lot. And then you can... Yeah. That's nice that they put that there. The road's a little rough. There's a lot of patch lines. That's just California for you, but this one specifically has a lot of patch lines and small potholes. So obviously I can't avoid all of them, but there hasn't been a big one yet. I kind of want to see how it handles a big one. Because on 13.2.9 a few days back, I hit a, whoa. All right, so that right there was a major brake stab. I don't know. There's no way to send feedback, unfortunately, unless you're a tester. I would have loved to get feedback on that. Oh, I guess I could have right there. I think they usually have a button up here that they press on the screen that I've seen. But that was a pretty strong brake back there. Definitely caught me out by surprise. I think it kind of got freaked out. Well, it's definitely being a little aggressive. More than 13.2.9 was in this situation. It wouldn't have tried to pass that car up. I would have stayed behind it, I think. It's going 10 miles over the limit right now. A little fast. I mean, posted limit's 40, so now it's down to 45, but it did go a little bit over. Good smooth braking. It's leaving good distance between me and the other car. If it was me driving, I probably would have gotten closer. But this is fine. So this is a pretty busy four-way, and it's following the road. The sign's just fine and everything, so no problems here. Okay, so we're going to turn into the parking lot here. Oh, little hesitancy because it saw that car, so, oh, that's nice. I wouldn't have done that, but it did. It gave that car space to come in and complete their turn. So it's definitely courteous, more than I would be. Bit of a speed bump there. Let's see if it slows down. I've had issues with 13.2.9 where it wasn't slowing down enough. Oh, looks like a new supermarket, huh? I haven't been here before. So there's people, crossing back and forth from the supermarket. I think this showing up on camera, and this thing's pretty aware of it. All right, so it's signaling all these small turns. That's good. Oh, what did you see right there? Why did it go right? Okay, so I wanted to do a wider turn, I guess, because of this pickup. Okay. Oh, look at that. I didn't even see that girl. So the car saw the girl before I did. I mean, I probably would have seen eventually because I was looking right. I wasn't even looking left. But the car saw it and gave her room to walk. That's nice. 13.2.9 definitely wouldn't have done that. And we're here at the UPS store, so it's going to pull in. It's signaling to get in between these cars. I'm not going to let it do that. I don't want it squeezing in. Okay. So it's signaling right, but it decided nope. So what's it trying to do? Is it trying to back in? Oh shit. Okay. I'll let it. Let's see what it does. I'm not gonna keep this parking spot though. I don't like being squeezed between two cars like that. Okay. Don't hit the other car, please. Oh, I accidentally stopped it. Well, I accidentally brake tapped it because, you know, I'm a little new to this, to 14.1, especially the self parking, so I didn't want to ding these people's cars or mine. I'm gonna go ahead and park somewhere else. Park somewhere in the open. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so apart from the parking hesitation on my part, nothing to do with FSD. I just got a little nervous there because it's the first time I saw it doing that. And normally I don't park so close to other cars just because people are assholes and they purposely see Teslas and they want to ding the doors. I've seen it happen to some friends of mine, and I'm not going to risk that with my car. I tend to keep my space away from other cars. So anyway, I'm going to head to a charger right now. We're at 54%. I mean, I normally charge at home, but I just kind of want to see how it reacts to going to a tester. See if it even tries it back into a spot or, you know, pull into it. The charger that I'm heading to right now is a forward pull one or backwards. It's one of the new ones. So the new charger where it gives you two charging cables and you can pick either side, whether you want to pull in or, you know, back into it. I personally prefer pulling in, but this doesn't have a front bumper camera again. So let's see what the car does. Whoops. Now, FSD videos is not something I normally do. It's not my career or my endeavor to be a YouTuber that does FSD videos. I do enjoy technology. I do love this car. Even if I'm not a fan of the person that runs the company. So FSD is something I really enjoy, and I do think it has a promising future. With caveats, I don't think it's a perfect technology like some people claim it is, and it has its flaws. I don't think unsupervised will ever be a thing with hardware 4 or AI 4. AI 5, I'm not sure. Depends on how they develop it and what they do with it. But it's looking promising enough. Whether it'll be fully autonomous, who knows? We'll find out next year. So how it does, and then, you know, if it truly is autonomous, I'll probably end up trading this car in and buying another one that does have it. I bought this car cash, so it's paid off, so I don't really have a financing to worry about. So if I trade it in, I at least get back a decent enough value, which again, Tesla, the way they depreciate, I probably won't, but if in a couple of years, we'll see what it's worth. I don't really drive this car around too much either, so it's still got low mileage. I barely bought it a few months back, so we'll see. Saying, like, you know, sometime January, February, or March, they release, I don't know, a new Model 3 Performance that does have hardware 5, I might be tempted to trade this thing in and get it. Not the wisest financial thing to do, but I do love technology, so I know myself, and I would probably get FOMO, and I'd want it. Even if it cost me, you know, $10,000 or $20,000, I'd still do it. So anyway, going back to FSD, it made the right turn perfectly. It got into the left turn to get on the main road just fine. It's handling everything just like 13.2.9 did in that scenario right there. Pulling out of the parking lot, I would say it did it better than 13.2.9 did. It was faster, more assertive. Confidence level, it's not where 13.2.9 was, at least not with the major braking that we had at the green light. But it is very safe from what I'm seeing. Like, it's noticing people, it's noticing cars, it gives them like right away. It's courteous. You know, if it sees people crossing like we did back there at the UPS store, it gave that girl, you know, a chance to cross. I didn't even see her. My peripheral vision was focused on the right, so that's a good thing. So it's definitely safe in that regard. Safer than I would have been. And coming from someone like me who's normally a Tesla critic, that's high praise. After we charge back up to full, or 80%, I'm going to switch to Mad Max and I'm going to put this thing on the highway. I'll just set some random destination and see how it does. And it's 2 o'clock, so, you know, people are just finishing their lunches, so that's why there's a lot of traffic right now, too. That's good. It's being a little assertive getting past this car. I'll turn off the music. I don't want to get copyright striked. So far I haven't had any nags. Like I looked away, you know, from the camera that's watching me, and yeah, I've looked down at the screen longer than I think I did with 13.2.9 because that thing used to nag me immediately. So I would have taken that yellow right there, and this thing decided to stop, which is good. It's safe. It's right at the line, so I don't know why people are saying that 14 does not stop at the line. They're saying that it edges backwards and it's like hesitant to come up to a line. I haven't seen that behavior. It's right at the line like it should be. At every stop signs or, you know, lights or whatever, four ways, it's always come up to the line. So maybe that's different for them or wherever they're at, but I haven't seen that. So far to recap, we've had one strong brake stab / nervousness from this thing, 14.4.1 on a green light. Apart from that, no real complaints. No critical interventions needed. I made the mistake when it was backing in between those two cars. I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable. I normally, like I said, I don't park my car like that anyway, so I tapped on the brake and I stopped it and I parked somewhere else. What I would like to see is when it gets there, for it to ask you, maybe if it could map it out somehow, or if it has a pre-map from GPS, and hey, where would you like to park? And then you kind of tap on that selection and it takes you there, rather than it picking. I think that'd be a better way to do things than it does right now. I mean, I don't mind that it auto parks, but sometimes it's not ideal or it's not where I want to be. And if it let me choose, that'd be better. Maybe it does. And maybe I'm just an FSD newbie and I don't know. But I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen the option yet to where it asks me that. So, I mean, it gives you curbside or park, but it hasn't, like, doesn't give you where exactly, you know? Charger. I want to go to the charger. Is that a tire pressure sign? 30. Well, it's cold, that's why. So my tire pressure is a little low, but whatever. I'll probably bump up the pressure a little bit. I've got a... Actually, I have a service appointment anyway, so I'll just let Tesla do it. Okay, so there's a little bit of hesitancy right there. I wanted to go left. It started, then it stopped. Now you guys saw that, right? It turned off the signal and then it did it again. So I don't know what was going on in the mind of AI4 right there, or this FSD software, why it hesitated, stopped, and then went back. But there's no problems. There's no cars in the way, so. But there is some indecision there that you guys saw. 1329 would not have done that. It's I think in that sense is more confident in its decisions. So they have this truck pull in front of us, it handled it just fine. They created enough space so he can get in. I'm surprised it's getting on the freeway to get there. I mean, you can just take a right back there and get to the charger, so maybe it thinks the freeway's a little bit faster. which it might be. There is a lot of traffic in between from the mall and everything else, so. You know, I'm gonna flip this to Mad Max since we're on the freeway. It's only 3 miles, but this will give me a chance to see how Mad Max performs. And it's pretty heavy traffic too. So I hate being behind these big rigs because they kick up a lot of rocks and you get rock chips. So I want to see if this car tries to avoid those and, I don't know, go left like it should be right now. Perfect. Good lane change. So that was a smart move, I think, to take the freeway instead of the other side, the regular road. And I probably would have taken the regular road and been held up back there and taken longer to get to the charger because of all the stoplights and traffic. So state of charge is 49%. I think getting back to 80 will probably take me 15, 16 minutes. That'll give me enough time to grab some lunch. There's a good noodle place nearby. We're still on Mad Max. I'll keep it there all the way. See, this is one thing I don't like. Okay, so 1329 used to go left and go through like a weird alley, which never made sense because you just go straight to the charger. And yeah, it was not navigating correctly. Let's see if this one does. So this is going straight over there now. So, I mean, there's been no navigation update, but I think the thing is a little bit more intelligent because 1329 used to take us some really screwed up route to get here. All right, we're here. Out of order stall 1B. Please plug out another available stall. Okay. So, let's see where it decides to go. And whether it decides to pull in or reverse in. That's what I'm curious about. Is it going to park right next to this guy? Come on, don't do that. Okay. It's nice. And stop. Okay. I was a little worried about that pull, but it did a good job. All right, time to charge. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're done supercharging, and I finished lunch too. Don't really have a destination yet for Mad Max. Traffic is pretty busy right now, so I'm gonna see. maybe I'll just put some random location like In and Out in Manteca. There's one. Let's see. I don't want to go to Stockton. How about Chick-fil-A? We'll do that. I know where it's at. So that one does have some tight parking though. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it. 15 miles? Yeah, I guess we can do 15 miles. Start trip. Let's go. That's interesting. Got a guy on a powered scooter. And it actually recognizes it. Look at that. It recognizes it's like a tiny car. That's hilarious. Look at that. Oh, now it looks like he's walking. That's funny as hell. I would have gone right there, but I think this is being abundantly cautious. All right, go. Come on. I was about to tap the accelerator. There's cautious and there's too cautious. So we're currently in Mad Max mode. It's going to be interesting to see how it handles the highway. You guys see that Prius over there, that white one? I really don't know why people pick that car over, say, like a Model Y. You know, if you want an ugly car, I shouldn't say Model Y is ugly, but it's not the most beautiful car either. No, I'm not a fan of it. I think the 3 is a much better looking car. But, I mean, why would you pick that Prius over a Model Y is what I'm trying to say. It just makes no sense. It looks like this is the HOV lane, but it's not really being used right now. Or carpool lane, I mean. That's accelerating nicely. I like that. Got up to 75 quick. All right, we're pushing 81. I get a feeling this car is going to go into the middle or left lane pretty soon here. There's no reason not to. It's really windy today. I can hear the wind quite a bit. Alright, we're pushing 84. Which is nice. I think the prior one used to top out at 80. I always felt like it should go a little bit faster. I mean, I drive faster. This is about what I drive, so. And you know, it's going with the flow of traffic. It's not like we're breaking any laws here. We're not going like a lot faster than everybody else. Contrary to what people were saying about Mad Max, they're trying to say that, oh, it's way faster and it's going to break laws. I'm not seeing that. Like, we're down to 73 right now because of flow of traffic. Like, when it opens up, it's going with the flow. You know what pisses me off when I'm on the highway like this? Just an aside from the FSD video, is when you got people with like trailers or whatever, and they're in the left fast lane and they're holding everybody down. It's like, dude, just get into the middle lane, because why are you going like 60 miles an hour in the left lane? You're just screwing up the flow of traffic. Especially if you're hauling something. So it looks like we're making good time. We're about 5 miles away from Chick-fil-A. Thank you for driving safely. Yeah, you should be thanking FSD. It is driving safely. Stay back. This box may lower at any time. So we got Caltrans rolling through here. There's a lot of work being done on the freeways here in Cali. Lots of expansion, lots of road work. Hopefully they take care of all the potholes on our bad roads. Come on, bro. Why'd you have to pull in front of me? Just stay in this lane. Stay in this lane. It kind of hesitated. It wanted to go left, and then it's like, you know what? I don't have enough time to pass that pickup up. I'll just go back to the right. I kind of get the line of thinking that FSD was going through right there. Yeah, but this, I mean, people say, what's the point of FSD if you have to supervise it? Well, because I'm kind of relaxed right now. I'm chilling. You know, like I'm supervising the system, yes. I have my foot kind of near the brake, but it's still relaxed. But at the same time, I'm not really stressing about driving. I'm not like looking around. I'm not like, you know, managing the pedals and the steering wheel. I'm just kind of chilling. And that's the point of FSD. You get to relax. I mean, you don't get to fall asleep, obviously. But you do get to relax. I mean, if I had like, you know, I already ate lunch, but if I had a meal here, or a snack or something that I wanted to eat and enjoy, I could. You know, I'm not really stressed out. I can look around and enjoy the scenery, and it's not going to nag me like, oh, why are you looking left or why are you looking right? You know, if I start looking down at the phone, I think it's more perceptive towards that. I've noticed, even if you're not looking at the phone, you kind of have it in your hand like this, and you glance at it, it'll catch you. It'll start like the blue sign comes up and it says pay attention. But I mean, if you look around like left, right, or whatever, it doesn't really say anything to you. And some people mentioned like the steering wheel nag that they had to hold it. I've never had to do that. Maybe it's like prior versions or something before I got FSD, but I've never, since the day I bought this car, it's never asked me to put my hands on the steering wheel. Maybe that's autopilot that they're thinking of. And I think people confuse autopilot and FSD. FSD never asks you that. Autopilot does. But I mean, why would anybody want to use autopilot over FSD anyway? And especially if you have a Tesla. Just pay the $100 and use FSD. I do think $100 is asking a bit much, though. If the price was $50, I feel like Tesla could make up that shortfall in cash because they'd get so many more subscribers. I'm sure there's, you know, bean counters have done the math and they think $100 is a good price, where I think it was like 12% of the fleet is on FSD, but like I could easily see 30% or more if they switched it to $50, you know? It'd be more reasonable, I think. And they'd end up with more customers. But maybe there's a reason. Maybe they want to keep numbers low so they can statistically track and train their system without overwhelming it, you know? I kind of have a feeling that's what they're doing, and that's why they have it priced so high. And I know there's some people out there that are like, well, you know, when level 4 or 5 autonomy is reached, then FSD is going to cost even more. I don't think so. I think once they do achieve that, and they want to push the whole robotaxi thing, they're going to lower the prices. So there's a lot more people using it. They're not going to raise the price on it. It doesn't make sense. If you want mass adoption of a system, you don't raise the prices on it. But when you're basically beta testing, you want to keep numbers low, and that's what Tesla's doing right now. That's why the barrier to entry is $8,000 or $100 per month. I think a lot of the people that make these kind of comments or these kind of analysis, they don't have any business experience. So they're just talking out of their ass. should have plugged in this camera. Maybe I will. It's down to 27%. One thing I recommend for Tesla owners, I'm sure a lot of you already have this, is this thing right here. This is a little add-on, so you get like USB cables. It's kind of nice. Yeah, this thing's hauling ass. We got a car merging on the right side. So that's another Model 3, so... You know, it'd be really nice if these cars could talk to each other. That'd be excellent. One Tesla could recognize another, you know, and have optimal spacing and everything else. Looks like they just bought their car, too. I wonder if it's a 26. No, it's a 25. So there was a little bit of hesitation there when I was taking the exit, I noticed. Like little micro like indecisions. I don't know if you can catch it on camera, but I felt it in the car. Nothing like substantial, but like if you're new to FSD, you might notice it. You know, or maybe boomers who don't like, you know, discomfort might not like that, but like, or they might get nervous. But if you're kind of used to FSD or even a little tech savvy, you kind of expect that, especially in beta software. There's quite a bit of traffic density here. It's a busy highway. So we're about a mile away from where we need to be. Ever since the tax back, the $7,500 tax back credit ended, I saw a huge uptick in Teslas on the road. Even like where I live, you know, prior to that, there was a lot of Teslas, but not as many as I see now, especially Model Ys. Like there's a lot of prior gen Teslas, like, you know, the older Model Ys, but I'm seeing a lot of Junipers now rolling around, a lot of them. So I think people took advantage of the tax break ending and they just bought a bunch of cars. It'll be funny because I kind of have a feeling like once Trump leaves office in a couple of years, and if another Democrat comes in, they'll bring the tax break back. And when they do, well, you're going to see even more cars sell and more EV adoption, I think. I don't think it's permanently gone. It'll come back in some form. Good smooth exit, no brake hesitation, no indecisions. Some people were saying that the steering wheel kind of jitters left and right, like when it's making decisions, like it doesn't know if it wants to go left or right. I haven't seen any jittering from the steering wheel. I did see some indecision, like, well, it wanted to kind of go left, then it decided to go right, you know, and then it went either right again or left again. But there are little micro indecisions, but not like the steering wheel kind of like, you know, going crazy or, you know, vibrating or whatever, how people described it as. I haven't seen that at all. That's a nice 911 Carrera. Shit. I would have taken that. I think the car behind me was expecting me to take it too. They started speeding up and then they slowed down. But I mean, the car's being safe. You know, it's not trying to break laws or, you know, risk driver safety or other people's safety. So it's in Mad Max, by the way. So people are like, oh, Mad Max is going to drive like crazy and it's going to break laws. No, it's not. At least not that I've seen. It's still safe. It's cautious. It knows what it's doing. You know, as a Tesla critic, I was expecting to tear into this thing. You know, I figured the Tesla shields were probably, you know, kind of exaggerating of how good it is or groundbreaking it is. And I think to a degree they are. You know, it's not like, oh my God, we're at level 5 now, like some of them are claiming to be. We're doing really well. I mean, but you can't just declare we're at level 4 or 5 from a day of testing or 2 days of testing or 3 days of testing. You got to go through every condition, every edge case before you can say something, you know, say something like that. Say, well, we reached it now, and the only reason there's a driver there is because, you know, Tesla chooses to have it there. No, they don't. It's supervised because the cars aren't ready, the hardware's not ready. Hardware 4 is never going to be ready for autonomous. It'll get close enough. Even this is fine. I'm good with it. I'm happy with it. So it's not like I'm trying to criticize Tesla. It's great. But level 4 or 5 now, we're not there. It still needs supervision. It makes mistakes. It's a nice area. A lot of new construction. Well, there's Chick-fil-A right there on the left. So all the turns it made, weaving through traffic right now, the sign's perfect. I don't have any complaints. It's doing exactly how I'd expect it to. I'm so relaxed right now. To be honest with you guys, I'm like half paying attention. Like I was kind of lost in thought right there. That's how confident I am in the car, its ability to do what it needs to do right now. So complacency is an issue, I think. I even find, like I just mentioned right there, I started drifting into my thoughts a little bit. And, you know, you do need to be paying attention at all times. There's a lot of Teslas. So there's some debris right there in the road. Let's see if on the parking spot. Let's see if it reacts to that. It's moving too. No, it didn't care. Okay. Well, there we go. We're at Chick-fil-A. We got ideal parking. Actually, I probably would have parked out here too. Yeah, so well done. Okay, so we're back. I got the charger cable going. So I set a destination to go back to town towards where I was. We're gonna head towards Best Buy. I got a couple things I need to do there, and we'll let this thing take care of it. So go ahead and select. Well, let me see. Yeah, I'll start, and then we'll see where it's gonna park us. Curbside. Okay, that's fine. We're still in Mad Max. I forgot that. I didn't switch back to Hurry. So I guess I'll just leave it in Mad Max for now. There's people putting their groceries away at Sprouts. It's a pretty good grocery store, actually. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so we're going to continue. That speed bump was nasty. It hit the bottom of my car's skid plate pretty damn hard, and I was worried about any damage underneath the car, so I stopped and checked, and it seems to be okay. I think these stores that have these gigantic speed bumps, they should be held liable too if they damage people's cars. That thing was pretty damn high up. Like, you have to angle your car, like, you know, in a right or left direction to avoid it, especially if you got a low car like the M3P. And even then, I think it still scrapes the bottom of it, and it could cause potential damage. There's no reason the speed bump should be that high up. I'm curious to see if my tire pressure is reading correctly now, because when I put air in and I checked the tire pressure, it still wasn't showing it. Yeah, so now it is 41, 42. That's good. It's a nice day today. 76 out. Weather's great. It's a beautiful day to be outside. So it looks like we're going to be taking the freeway exit here. Is it sports mode? Because it's hitting these things pretty damn hard. Oh, it's a standard ride. I could definitely feel the bumps on the road. Thought for a second I might be in sports, but no, it's in standard for the ride portion of it. It's just that these tires are so thin that you feel things more than you should. So I got a little freaked out by, if you guys notice, it turned right a little bit because of the black lines on the road. Maybe thought there's some object avoidance I didn't need to do. And then it kind of righted itself. Thank God it didn't keep going right. Would have been off the cliff. But yeah, there is still some like things that it mistakes on the road for something else, you know, so it gets a little confused. Two identical red, looks like the same year, two Model 3s in front of me. That's funny. The reason I put my hand on the steering wheel is not to take over anything. I just wanted to see if there's any vibrations or anything, but there's nothing. Okay, so this guy suddenly made a right for some reason, and the car caught that, fortunately, and slowed down. And he did like a last second turn signal too. Some people are saying the car freaks out from like, you know, the painted interstate or highway name on the ground. We just passed over the 99 on this one and it handled it fine. There's shadows on the road now, so it seems to be handling the shadows okay. I'm not getting any like major braking. Well, knock on wood, I hope I don't. But I hope I didn't jinx myself right there. But so far it's not. There was some rope on the ground right there. I don't know if you guys saw it on the camera. But it was in the middle lane, so it didn't really react to it. tire marks on the ground. That's fine. It didn't really react to those. Interstate painting, right, like 99 highway painting, didn't really get phased by that either. Didn't break or anything, like some people are saying that it does. A lot of tread marks from people doing burnouts, or I don't know what they've been doing, but a lot of tire marks on the ground all over the place actually, and it's just continuing on ignoring those. All right, so we're about to take an exit here onto 99 from one. Well, we're on South 99 right now. We're about to get off of it. What is that guy doing? Look at that. Like, what does it get you trying to pass that car off the shoulder to get ahead of it? All right, so we're getting on 99 South from here. Shoulder closed up ahead, and this guy was using the shoulder to weave in and out of traffic. Slightly hard braking right there as it slowed down. Not too hard, but like more than normal. These construction barriers have been here forever. I don't know when they're going to finish. Bunch of construction going on the right side here. They're going to expand the road out. So the car, the nav is recognizing that it's a narrow road. Okay, we got a merge right now. This is a pretty high-speed merge. Okay, it merged correctly. Let's see if it gets into the left lane from here. A little bit of hesitancy because of the car in front of us. It wasn't really sure. She's got her blinkers on, but she's not turning, right? So you gotta watch out for people like that. So I'm glad the car hesitated a little bit because it was unsure of what the lead car was going to do. Now let's get past these guys. There we go. One thing I like about having an M3P is you get that horsepower when you need it, right? So it's got 510, and yeah, it puts it to use, especially Mad Max when he needs to quickly accelerate. You've got that power backing it up, and you've got that instant torque. Like when the car accelerated back there a little bit, I could feel it. Pass this Maserati up. Two Maseratis. Nice cars. The braking was a little strong right there, but nothing that really threw me, you know. But we're not using one pedal braking, that's for sure. It's actually using the brakes, which is fine, but I would prefer it uses one pedal more often than not. Just that way we can get some regeneration back and you get less, you know, brake wear and tear too. Like normally when I'm driving a road like this, I minimize braking. I just let one pedal do everything. And I regenerate and I get more range that way too. Worried about this guy. Alright, we're gonna pause the recording, I guess. I'll just take the car some. I'll take the call some other time. They can leave a voicemail. So that was a one pedal stop. You can see it through the energy bar. It went green right there. That was regenerative. That was one pedal also, which is good. So the distance that it's keeping is better than 13.2.9. 13.2.9 used to get right in their ass, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that too. And I hated that because it was a fucking... Number one, it's tailgating way too close. They wouldn't react fast enough. And secondly, you'd get, you know, pebbles hitting your car. So I like the distance that it's keeping. Jesus, stop calling me. I might have to pause the video to take this call. Seems like they keep calling, so it might be important. But yeah, so far FSD is handling itself fine. I'll continue the video after the call's over. Okay, so we're back. Unfortunately, I had to cut the video while we're on the highway, but the car made it here and it parked itself right here too. I wish I could have filmed it, but I had an important call to take and I couldn't ignore it. Them's the breaks, I guess, when you're doing FSD videos. You really gotta make sure nobody's gonna call you. So we're gonna pull out of here. I don't have a destination. I'm back down to 66% power. So I figure, I mean, I could charge this at home. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it for, I'm gonna set it to go home. I don't really feel like going to supercharger again. So we're gonna go ahead and, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head home. So, let me, there we go. All right, yeah, so we're gonna, I set destination to go home now. I had to edit the address out. I'll need to dox myself. But yeah, so far FSD has been working good. A couple issues I had was one, well, FSD issues, specific issues I had was that hard braking that it had. That's about it. Other than that, it's been flawless. I think it needs to slow down more for speed bumps in parking lots because it hit that one by Chick-fil-A pretty damn hard. I'm actually worried about damage to the underside of the car, so I'll have Tesla check it out and make sure everything's okay. But I looked underneath the car and everything was fine, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so we're gonna start and head home. There's a guy behind my car. You know, there's a supercharger right here that I could have charged at. Actually, I forgot about that, but I'm not gonna bother. I'll just charge that home. I could wash the car right now because it does need a wash, but it might rain, so it'd be kind of pointless to wash the car if it's gonna rain. So I think I'll hold off for a few days. I've done this drive back home several times on this route with 13.2.9, and it handled it just fine. I think 14.1 should be just as good, if not better. Surprisingly, we're in Mad Max mode, and we're in the right lane. Normally, 13.2.9 used to get in the left pretty aggressively, but this one's sticking to the right side. I wonder why it hasn't moved over to the left. That's surprising. And now it does it. A little late. 13.2.9 would have been on the left side a long time ago. So that was I think it was should have been more aggressive than it was moving over to the left. We had that BMW trying to keep up with us for a little bit there, but I think Mad Max is a little bit too aggressive for it. It fell off when it started getting closer, but then Mad Max pulled it to 70 miles an hour, and I don't think they wanted to go that fast. This Genesis is such an ugly car. I'd hate to say it, sorry, Hyundai fans. That thing's ugly as shit. tons of construction going on. So we're getting pretty close to the destination. I'm gonna cut the video obviously before I get home. I'm not trying to dox myself online, but anyhow, FSD's worked pretty damn well today. Mad Max is really good. I'm enjoying it. The faster the better. So yeah, I'm enjoying 14.1.4. It's been, the only complaint I have is it does need to slow down around speed bumps and parking lots. I was really worried about car damage there. If it was me, I would have taken it like 2-3 miles an hour, you know, because just how high up it was and how low my M3P is. It did hit the skid plate on the bottom, and it hit the tires pretty hard too. I checked underneath my car, and I don't think there's any damage. Hopefully not. But yeah, that's one suggestion I'd have for Tesla is program the AI or use the weights or whatever you guys use, the neural simulator, to teach it to slow way down for speed bumps. I'm talking like 2 to 5 miles an hour. Shouldn't go any faster than that. Because I think I was doing like 8 or 10 miles an hour when I hit it. It didn't seem fast at the time, but it was hard enough to feel it on camera, or inside the car too. But you'll see it in the camera too, or you did see it in the camera. So it kind of went left right there. I don't know why. Maybe because of the cracks in the road or the black patch lines. But whatever the reason, it kind of went off to the left. The lead car did the same thing. So maybe it saw that and it kind of followed it. I've heard reports about that with 14.1.4. Is like if the lead car kind of veers off to the side or even like off the road, it'll start following it until it self-corrects. So, I mean, I get it. It's part of the algorithm. It determines how fast to go and what sudden turns to do based on the lead card. So that's probably why it does it, and it makes sense overall. What would be the solution to that, to where it could think I think you just need a lot more sophisticated hardware, I think, for it to be able to look past the lead car and make decisions independent of it. I think that's beyond AI4. So it's taking a long route home. I don't know why. They could just take a ride here and then head home. But we're pretty much here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. Thanks for joining me. I'm not a FSD video guy. I don't make FSD videos like for, it's not an FSD channel, first of all. So this is just something I do here and there with this car. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to see something or some kind of scenario, let me know. I have the next day or so off, so I'll be able to do it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.